All right, Medtrade in Dallas is right around the corner. We're heading back February 18th through the 20th, 2025, and I'm really excited because I have got Hannah Wolfson, senior editor for HomeCare magazine, here with me today to talk about the new product pavilion at Medtrade, which is always a really popular spot. So, Hannah, thanks for joining me. Are you excited to get out to Dallas?
I am so excited. Thank you, Christina, for bringing me on here, and really looking forward to an early in the year show that we can jump right into.
Yes, it is a little different being here this early, so this is a good reminder to everybody. Make sure that you've got your registration in because it's coming up quick. We're excited to once again have the support for HomeCare Media with the new product pavilion space, which is always very popular. What are you looking forward to most about the showcase this year?
I really just love walking through the pavilion to see everything that's new in the field and try to get a feel for some of the trends out there too. I usually go through it at least twice before the winners are selected. Once to check out all the products, look really closely at everything, and then again later to kind of people watch the other attendees going through to see if I can gauge from their reactions what the winners might be. Fortunately, this year our booth is right next to the pavilion, so it's going to be all the better for me to observe and see what might be happening. And then it's always a peak of my year to help hand out the awards and talk to the winners at the end. That may really be the best part.
Yes, I am with you on that. That is always so much fun to, walk up and surprise them, get to see that excitement. Do you have any, maybe kind of looking back on the past few years, any favorites or memorable moments?
I don't think there's a specific favorite kind of moment or winner or product. It's more a type of product. Maybe This is the writer in me. But I love the products that were invented by an individual as a labor of love. There often seems to be one that emerges into the group of winners. And it's usually because they needed to solve a problem for a loved one or themselves, facing a new issue with their mobility or incontinence or some other obstacle. And they kind of buckled down and went into their garage and built something. And they may spend months or years doing this and often investing their own savings. And this is kind of their first shot at bringing it to market. It's almost like a little Shark Tank moment for them. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking about some things over the years, like the potty cap, which was a really creative portable urinal for women, and the Havanu walker bag, and the cozy mobility blanket. They're just such great stories. And there's something about those small new product developers that really tugs at my heart.
Yes, I agree with you. Those are the ones too that you walk up on, and sometimes you get some tears, and I know you get to talk to them more after when you're doing some of the features, and when you hear that story, it really makes it all that much more special. So there's always tough competition out there. I certainly agree, from new companies to old solid companies that have been around for a long time. So we love to see that. What's maybe for somebody who hasn't been to a Medtrade before, our first timers, what's really the process with the new product pavilion?
So the pavilion's right on the floor, and like I said, our booth is close by, so you can come visit us at HomeCare first if you like. And there'll be plenty of signs once you get to that area of the floor directing you kind of what to do, how to vote, which you can do on the app or on kiosks that are right there on the floor. And I would say just take your time walking through, see what kind of speaks to you. It's obviously about seeing the latest and greatest products, but it's kind of more than that too. Like, it's a great way to see where new ground is being broken, especially by some of the OEMs and distributors who are really the kind of biggest or most longstanding, the giants in the sector. If they've chosen something as different enough to highlight in the new product pavilion, it's not just new, it's probably going to be kind of at the top of every provider's must-have list in a year or two. So I like to kind of go through and look at the things that either are really different and kind of out of the box, or are really new advancements that for traditional products that have been out there for a while. And then all of the winners are selected purely through the voting process. Even though we sponsor it at HomeCare, we do not get the chance to put a thumb on the scale. And the votes will be tallied up by the Medtrade officials, and then there will be announcements on the final day of the winners, so make sure to stick around to hear those.
That's great advice. Yes, absolutely. If you're attending the show, we need your votes because we don't let the exhibitors come over there and, vote for their favorites. It's got to come from attendees. And one thing too is those products that are in the new product pavilion, just coming out within the last year, they'll also be in the booth usually. So, you can see the product in the pavilion. And then if you want to learn more about it, absolutely stopping over at that exhibitor's booth. And that's where you're going to get the story and, really get to know it more in context. I love what you said about when you see some of these solid industry giants that have the new products that are coming out, they really do have their thumb on what is, trending in the industry. There's always so much innovation at Medtrade. What would you say, as you're talking with the exhibitors and manufacturers, right now geared up to the show, what are some trends and innovations that you think that people are going to be looking for this year?
It's so scary to go out with predictions. I feel a little bad because this is usually what I'm asking somebody else to do rather than doing it myself. So please don't come back and tell me if I'm wrong. But going out on a limb, I think we're going to see a lot of devices that have connected care features, whether that's respiratory or sleep devices, or even CGMs or things like that, that will really kind of allow providers and clinicians to track patient compliance and track patient outcomes and record all that data. So I think that's going to happen. I think something I very much noted last year, and I think it's going to continue, is real portability in mobility devices, so that the wheelchairs, the scooters, the walkers, they're going to continue to get lighter, more foldable, more portable, and also just really sleek and cool looking design wise. It's like other technology that we wear or we drive. Like, why shouldn't your mobility device be as cool as your iPhone or your Tesla? I think we're kind of heading in that direction. And finally, and this one is kind of my we'll see prediction, but I'm seeing so much about continuous glucose monitoring systems and add-ons that I think those might start popping in. Like, we just got an announcement that Dexcom is working with the Oura Ring folks, and I think there are more of those partnerships to come. So even if they're not in the pavilion this year, we'll likely see them in the future.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we won't hold you to it, and but we'll be seeing how it stacks up. So they'll be, checking in to see how you did on that, and then, maybe some friendly competition. We could wager who we think is going to actually win based on what you see people walking around and looking in the window, going, "Oh yeah, that one." That one.
Exactly.
So, great. Well, Hannah, before I close, this is kind of trends ahead, but what opportunities are you really seeing that providers should be looking at for the year ahead, especially with Medtrade being earlier this year? This is great because it kicks you off, to success. So what opportunities are ahead for the industry?
That's a really good question. It seems like we focus so often on challenges and don't necessarily talk about opportunities, especially when we're talking about reimbursements. Everything I'm hearing right now from home care advocates in DC suggests that the incoming administration and Congress may offer a chance to kind of get things moving and get more things done. There will be fewer obstacles, and also a potential to relieve some regulations. So we'll see. We probably won't know by mid-February, but we will see this year if that shakes out. I think there's going to be more and more use of AI and automation kind of all over the place. So as DMEs collect more and more data and kind of put that to work, they'll be able to improve a lot of their patient outcomes with predictive analytics, and also use that automation to streamline their internal processes for things like billing and resupply. So that may make your overall business operations a little bit smoother once you get to that point. And then I think, and again, this is a little predictive, but I think there are some product lines out there that are ripe for development, such as compression, thanks both to the Lymphedema Act and to just a general interest in compression out there for wellness. And carbon fiber CRT chairs might be another one. So, and I'm sure there are others out there that I'm not aware of yet.
Absolutely. All right. Well, those are very good predictions. Also, a lot of those are some hot topics that I know the Medtrade conference will be covering as well. And we've got some things with home care on the managed care side too. So, you're just speaking to the choir on the importance of coming to Medtrade to get that information and to learn from others what's ahead in the new year. So
it's such a great learning opportunity for me. I love going to the educational sessions as well as seeing the products. So.
Absolutely. Yep, that's where it is. So, well, Hannah, thank you so much again for joining me. And thank you to everybody who's watching. Again, registration for Medtrade is open, so you can get on the expo floor. Definitely take a look at the conference program this year. There's a lot of great add-ons, workshops, and ways to really make the most out of your experience. I mean, you're coming out there, you're taking your team, go all in. We'd love to have you. So, Hannah, thank you. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you out in Dallas.